Overkill coins are a revolutionary new payment system, revolutionizing the way you make payments. Overkill coin seeks to further baffle everyone who's wondering why the world needs yet another poorly made ripoff of what was once an exciting technology. Overkill coin's cutting-edge code diverts investment and publicity from worthwhile currencies and pads the pockets of its developers and earliest dumpers. Don't miss out, you jerks!
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So it's Friday, it's the weekend, we did it. Shout out to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. You freaking rule. Now, if we have a look at what's going on, we are seeing some green in the markets, very mild, but you're noticing some heavier gains in the altcoins today. So it looks like maybe some of those gains from Bitcoin is now raining down into the altcoins, right? So let's dive in and have a look. But before we do, guys, I have another t-shirt to give away for you. And this time it's unfortunately not a Crypto Zombie shirt, but I got one from Tenzorum and it says, do you even relay, bro? So it's a pretty cool shirt, size large, made of a really good material. So if you guys want, just, drop a comment below. Make sure you say something about the shirt so I know that you're interested. And I will do a random drawing tomorrow. So having a look at the markets, if we give the page a quick refresh, we are sitting around a $134 billion market cap. Bitcoin not really having major gains today, only like 0.11%. So, I like to do my thing where I switch to Bitcoin comparative. That way we have a better idea of the real gains if you're in crypto. Coming down here, we could see Bitcoin SV still doing well, Bitcoin Cash as well. So if we look at the biggest gainers of the day, I don't even know what that is. Bugurin coin? Okay, I'm just going to ignore that one. So that's up 48%. We have Tron leading the way, 23%. Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Ontology, Aeon, Eternity, Dash, Wanchain, IOST, and Crypto.com all doing quite well today. But you have to ask yourself the question, is this a sucker's rally? Is this a dead cat bounce? Is this a bull trap? Well, all that and more as we progress with the rest of the episode. So let's start off with what some of the experts are saying in this space. We'll start off with a note that was sent out to some of the Galaxy Digital people. And basically this says why this rally could end up lasting longer than you think. And Galaxy Digital concluded that the recent short crypto rebound has more legs than people realize. Citing the upcoming involvement in the industry by institutional players, the note says short rallies are exactly what happens before a real rally ensues. This could set up a more sustained by the dip market as we look to the upcoming institutional launches to give this legs. Specifically, the note cited the upcoming, Fidelity and Backed as well. But as we know, literally like the wind, sentiment can just completely change in crypto, as you can see right here, just 5 hours apart. Daily Express. This is actually from a couple days ago, but I never got a chance to post it. Now, how much steam is left in this Christmas crypto rally? So we called for the Santa Claus rally and we got the Santa Claus rally, but the question is, how long can it hold? So let's dive in, let's see what the experts are saying, and then let's talk about what's been going on with the SEC and Facebook as well. So many different things happening today and some coin news, and you guys know there's some NASDAQ news as well. Stick around, you're going to enjoy it. Now, what is going on? Well, obviously we had a crazy rally, okay? The whole market pretty much jumped by 30%, which is over 30 billion that was injected into the market in a very short time. So unfortunately, not everybody's optimistic. So for the first time, Bitcoin has actually fallen below the trend line on the logarithmic chart going back to 2012. So according to Charlie Morris, he's a billion-dollar fund manager at Atlantic House Limited, gains are likely to be modest, and a repeat of the bottom at the end of 2017 is very unlikely. That trend has been a great ride, but it's broken. The long-term chart tells you to prepare for lower rates of return. All eyes are on the charts again now to see how strong bullish indicators are and how long this current rally will last. Analysts have cautioned investors about getting too excited about this momentum, stating that this is not a bull run by any means. Crypto has just simply stopped falling. And I do have to say, when we zoom out, you really have to take into perspective what we're looking at right here. Everything does seem great, right? It could be, but we have to be careful. I wouldn't say go all in, honestly, but at the same time, we all know where Bitcoin's going, all right? So moving on, let's talk about some other stuff. So I wanted to talk about the NASDAQ Futures, okay? Basically what's happening. So these guys are saying, don't get your hopes up, okay? And we need to talk about this. And why do we need to talk about this? Because this is very similar to something that we've seen a long time ago with gold. And we're seeing it again, okay? Don't forget, the all-time high of Bitcoin in 2017 coincided exactly to the day of the CME launch of Bitcoin futures, okay? And that's what everybody was getting so excited for. However, it probably turned out to be one of the worst things that actually happened to Bitcoin in the end of 2017 and all of this year pretty much. So let's look at the argument, okay? So basically, what do they do? Well, artificial Bitcoins in the form of futures are merely cash-settled IOUs without the physical delivery of Bitcoin. This is the problem. So all the institutional money flowing into this fake Bitcoin will not actually affect the price positively. So in the third quarter this year, Bitcoin futures average daily volume rose from 41% and open interest was up to 19% over the second quarter. So in Q3, on average, 757,950 paper Bitcoins were traded per month, which is about 3.6% of all Bitcoins ever in circulation. And guess what? That has recently just doubled, okay? So now we're looking at 6 billion. So introduction of cash-settled futures in other assets have caused similar things. Let's take the example of gold. Gold prices were extremely affected by the CME, which runs another derivative exchange, which is COMEX. So COMEX 100 Troy ounce contract is the most traded gold future contract and is 41 times more gold that is traded annually on that in paper than is actually mined each year. The vast majority of traded gold is in fact fake gold. Only 0.04% of gold contracts are actually delivered. The remaining 99.96 are settled in cash. Now, you're probably asking me, why am I bringing this up? Well, look at the eerie similarity between what happened to gold and what happened to Bitcoin. Gold markets have been in a steady decline since 2011. The slump has been mainly caused by the financialization of the gold price. COMEX, through its margin trading services, issues on average 360 times more paper gold than actual physical gold. So people saying, oh, BitMEX 100x leverage, 100x, try 360x. What do you think that's going to do? Okay, so that's something that we have to think about. Now, what is the takeaway for Bitcoin? Well, currently, there's only two major stakeholders in the cryptocurrency markets. You have the whales and you have the retail investors. Institutions currently, from what we're aware of, only represent around 4%. Now, this is a number that we're just guessing, okay? Because a lot of the over-the-counter trading, we have no idea. We have no way to actually gauge that whatsoever. But the interesting thing is when you compare how many institutional investors are having, I guess, a grander piece of the pie in traditional markets, you're looking at around 40%. As opposed to 4% in crypto, okay? And it has a lot to do with why the markets are volatile, because you have a lot of basically inexperienced investors in a market that never sleeps 24/7 with, endless liquidity. I mean, you could basically just trade tokens whenever you want. So all of this potential tsunami of these fake Bitcoins could potentially derail the institutional money from the real Bitcoin markets, and in this year's scenario might be played out again next year. Now, I can't deny that there has been an enormous institutional appetite for Bitcoin. We're hearing that these guys want to get in, okay? But if they're doing it through NASDAQ futures, the same way that they're doing it with CME, it could be an issue and it could potentially be more harmful than it is positive, okay? Now, I just wanted to say that. Now, we have seen some things happening in the space, very negative, very unfortunate. Obviously, this has not been a great year for a lot of crypto startups. We've seen a lot of startups fail, a lot of them closing the doors, a lot of people have lost money, and even something as big as ConsenSYS is having to, unfortunately, stop incubating projects, lay off their workers, and in fact, they just came out again and said that they're making another significant cut to their staff, and this is up to 50 to 60% of their 1,200 person workforce. So this is very, very unfortunate, guys. But let's not all talk doom and gloom. Yes, we could go down. Yes, we could go up. That's the fun of being in crypto. So let's look at what Amkar Godball has to say. Now, he's basically saying that this price chart indicates Bitcoin's bulls are back in business. So obviously, there's increasing increasingly bullish key technical indicators on the chart as we move above $4,000. So alongside Bitcoin's $600 rally, the cryptocurrency closed over $4,000. Currently, we are sitting above $4 at the time of making this video. And if you look at the 3-day chart, it appears that there seems to be somewhat of a resistance at $4,400. So let's dive in and let's just have a look at what is going on. So confirmation of the bearish to bullish trend change can be seen on the 3-day chart, where the last candle has ended well above 3,590, the high of Monday's outside reversal candle. So adding credence to that positive trend change is Bitcoin's move above the 10-candle exponential moving average, or the EMA, yesterday. Further, the relative strength index, or the RSI, has jumped into undersold territory, validating a bullish divergence created on December 15th. Now, if we have a look at the daily chart, on the other hand, Bitcoin has created a gravestone doji candle on Wednesday, which is widely considered an early sign of a bearish reversal. So, this could potentially be some good news, but that's not really what we're here to talk about today, because we talk about price every day. Today, I want to talk about some massive news that came out from basically what's going on with the SEC. Now, let's talk about this for a second. Obviously, there's some other news that came out, which we'll get into, but we need to look at the situation from the beginning. Let's see how we got to where we are right now and how we're going to move forward in this space, okay? So, Jay Clayton, if you don't know, he's the chairman of the US SEC. He was recently appointed in 2017 by Trump, but a lot of people are starting to have some concerns. In fact, he's been kind of coming under fire from Republican lawmakers, and there's been growing concerns over his harsh approach to regulatory enforcement, which some critics are claiming is actually strangling the free market and it's inhibiting technological innovation. So basically, they're saying that he sort of lacks vision, and they're concerned. So as a result, some lawmakers and lobbyists in the U.S. industry have basically said this is stalling progress towards mainstream adoption and its bid to become more of a market leader. In fact, Anthony Tusakin, head of blockchain and crypto group at law firm, straight up said it's frustrating. But literally, he just said, this is just frustrating. We can't get anything done. So one lobbyist said he didn't understand why the pro-business Trump administration hired Clayton in the first place, since they feel that he has somewhat of a draconian approach to regulation. So if we have a look back here, he had said back in February that every ICO he had ever seen is a security. Now, that's directly from him. And then weeks later, we saw the SEC targeting ICOs by issuing dozens of subpoenas to crypto-related tech companies and advisors to investigate how ICOs are structured. So obviously, we saw, Paragon, AirFox, they got hit. We saw the SEC coming down on decentralized exchanges, right? Ether Delta, they got fined. Then we saw them coming down on celebrities and influencers, right? Floyd Mayweather, DJ Khaled. So yeah, it's been a pretty rampant crackdown. So the community is pretty sure that this dude is anti-crypto at this point, although he's claiming that he's not. Now listen, I get it. Crypto can be a little crazy at first. You either find out about Bitcoin or you live a stable life, okay? But I like to live life on the wild side, so that's why I make crypto videos every single day, guys. But getting back to the SEC, the regulations, what's going on, well, I want to talk about this article that came out from Crypto Briefing. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this, but I want to dive into it a little bit deeper. So it turns out that a pair of lawmakers are looking to bridge the gap between the crypto community and the fuzzy regulation that we have right now, right? A lot of people don't know what's going on with the taxes, what's going on with the regulation. So you have Warren Davidson of Ohio and Darren Soto of Florida have introduced the Token Taxonomy Act, which would essentially remove cryptocurrencies from the securities discussion. Now, the bill, if it does become a law, would likely exclude most digital currencies from the SEC's definition of what constitutes a security. The SEC's current definition of a security, based on the Howey test, goes back more than 70 years. Pretty dinosaur, if you ask me, guys. So the new bill, which is a product of both sides of the aisle, also attaches a definition to digital securities, something that until now has been pretty much ambiguous, right? So Congressman Davidson, who recently suggested the U.S. turn to the blockchain to raise funds for the border security wall, says, in the early days of the internet, Congress passed legislation that provided certainty and resisted the temptation to over-regulate the market. Our intent is to achieve a similar win for America's economy and for American leadership in this innovative space. So in the past months, regulators have began cracking down on token sales. We've talked about this, okay? So officials have suggested that Bitcoin Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities, but we still have that uncertainty over XRP. Now, I know we've had this discussion, you guys, we've talked about this on the channel. Most people don't think XRP is a security, but until they get more of that decentralization and it absolutely doesn't depend on Ripple and they feel that that is justifiable, well, then then we will have our answer, right? So Representative Davis's office told Crypto Briefing that the text of the bill isn't yet available and the team is currently crafting an announcement, but he also said that he's really friendly about crypto and he believes in taking a light touch approach to blockchain regulation. In fact, back in September, he had invited a bunch of entrepreneurs and executives in the blockchain space to share their feedback at a roundtable conference in Washington, right? So he's looking to strike a balance between preventing tech innovation from going overseas and protecting American families and Main Street investors from ICO scams. Guys, the scams were rampant last year. BitConnect, I mean, come on. All these different... Yeah, well, we don't have to get into it. You guys have been there. But I also want to talk about what the bill's going to do for taxes as well, because this is something that a lot of people are interested in. So it's also going to introduce more favorable tax treatments for cryptocurrencies. Currently trading one crypto for another triggers capital gains or losses and often produces a large amount of record keeping, which, let's be real, who is keeping track of every single trade that they're doing? I mean, are you? I'm not. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to just say it. I'm not. I mean, it's just too much to, keep track of. Another issue is when someone purchases a small item with cryptocurrency, like, for example, a coffee or something, that transaction would also incur those same gains or losses. Who the heck is tracking their coffee purchases, right? So the proposed bill is also going to address these issues, creating an exemption for crypto to crypto exchanges, okay? So, for example, if you were to trade Bitcoin for Ethereum, you'd be fine. You wouldn't have to worry about that. So the bill would also create an exemption for small transactions below a certain threshold. So the basis of the current U.S. security laws stem from the Securities Act of 1933 and the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. It's 2018, guys. Why are we still... Okay, anyway, so obviously we went over the Howey test, okay? So basically what classifies it, is it an investment of money? There is an expectation of profits from the investment. The investment of money is in a common enterprise, and any profit comes from the efforts of a promoter or a third party. So there you go. That's basically the situation. That's what's going on, guys. We'll see what happens. I hope that, Clayton ends up being a little more relaxed when it comes to this in the future, and I am excited to see what they have to say about these bill. I don't know if they're going to pass it, but we shall see. Now, what is Facebook doing, guys? So it looks like Facebook is developing their own cryptocurrency, okay? So they're working on this for WhatsApp messaging app. I don't know if you guys have ever used it. They say that it's pretty popular over in India, and it looks like that they're basically going to make a stablecoin to minimize volatility. So they said that they are going to be releasing this. They're working on it. It's not coming out just yet. And I've heard a lot of people freaking out about this, right? A lot of people saying, oh, Facebook is making this, they're getting involved. I mean, listen, I'm not a fan of Facebook really getting involved in this space either. They're conglomerates, they're monsters, they eat everything up. But at the same time, Facebook has, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's like... what is it, 2.4 billion users, 2.8 billion users, some crazy number like that? Imagine the exposure of all these people getting the chance to get involved in cryptocurrencies. Now, I know not everybody uses WhatsApp, but I'm just saying Facebook in general, just doing something like this could potentially open the floodgates. So you do have to take this with a grain of salt. Half of me says I don't want this to happen, and the other half of me says I think this would be a good thing. So let me know in the description, the comments below, what do you think about Facebook getting involved? Do you think it's going to open the doors, or do you think it's, doom and gloom and a terrible idea? Let me know what you think below, guys. Now, let's also talk about this craziness that came out. So 3 senior executives at Upbit, including the founder, were charged with making fraudulent transactions between September and December last year, okay? So this is a problem we've been seeing on exchanges, wash trading, all right? So specifically, the senior Upbit executives are alleged to have inflated trading volume figures by using a fabricated corporate account to make falsified orders. So pretty much they were using a bot to manipulate data, which inflated the trading volumes. Additionally, it's also been alleged that the underperforming coins on the crypto exchange were also targeted to make it look more appealing to other traders as well. So in a statement issued shortly after the charges were filed, They denied the accusations which were leveled against the executives, noting that it did not commit wash trading, imaginary orders, or fraudulent trading. However, Upbit also argued that the cross-trading that was alleged to take place was purely for the benefit of the customers. So they did wash trade, okay? But they said it was only for about 2 months after launching the service, and it was basically for marketing purposes. So they said such trading had no influence on the market price, and the volume of such trading took up only about 3% of the total trade volume at the time, but it did happen. So then you did do it. So according to Upbit, cross-trading also took place in the initial days of the exchange due to lack of liquidity. That is pretty crazy. If you guys want to learn more about wash trading, how this works, how these guys use this, I highly recommend this video that came out from FUD TV, Elio Trades. He goes in to talk about how these guys are using wash trading, why they're doing it, the advantages, and how basically a lot of the volume that you're actually seeing is really not true. In fact, I hate to burst everyone's bubbles, but if we go all the way back here and we look at the market cap, these $134 billion, it's an illusion. If everybody wanted to cash out at once, it would be impossible. You couldn't do it. So it's pretty scary to think about that, guys. So moving forward, I also want to talk about the fact that Coinbase has announced news it will launch its services across 6 additional European markets as a part of an aggressive expansion. And this is going to include 33 new countries. So that's pretty cool. How's that for adoption? Now, I also want to talk about NEO Devcon 2 in Seattle. Now, I know we haven't spoken about NEO too much on the channel. When I first started, I was like diehard NEO fan. But I have to say that NEO Devcon was probably, maybe not my favorite, but like in my top 2 or top 3 favorite conferences I've ever attended in my life. So this is going to be taking place in Seattle, and Eric Zhang basically said that NEO's working hard to develop smart economies of tomorrow, and it's fitting that we're headed to Seattle, the home of Microsoft and some of the biggest technology businesses operating today, and it'll enable you to connect and engage with the worldwide NEO community. So they are also elaborating on many aspects of their newly released roadmap, including the recent call for third parties to run ConsenSYS nodes. Obviously, they're trying to become more decentralized. They will also unveil some exciting upcoming plans for expansion and development in 2019. And the theme is going to be Continuo, like continue, but it's Neo, okay? We keep on going, which alludes to the resilience of the smart economy idea and the tightly knit network of over 1,000 contributors and 500,000 users. So I'm probably going to this. Straight up, I'm definitely going to this. I had a blast last time, and hopefully if it repeats itself, well, maybe I'll see some of you guys there. Also, speaking of other blockchain projects that are involved in gaming, because NEO did say that they're really heavily going to look into the gaming sector, Cocos-BCX officially launched their testnet, and they have 3 games and 1 prop trading platform that are available currently right now, as well as spots available for developers and the public, including, anyone watching right now, is available to test the dApps and the client. So that's pretty good news, guys. Now, talking about, laws being passed and stuff, I was going to put this earlier in the video, but I felt like it didn't really fit. So basically, Ohio's tax thing where they're saying they're going to accept Bitcoin? You have this guy, basically Kevin Warbach, saying that it's just a giant PR stunt and it's gimmicky. So I just wanted to kind of comment on this and say, they're saying that skeptics say that Bitcoin's volatile price fluctuations and lack of mass merchant adoption makes crypto an unsuitable method of payment. I don't think it's a matter of being gimmicky or just doing this or saying it's a bad form of payment. I think it's just showing that you're crypto friendly and showing that you're open for adoption. I mean, I don't care if Ohio doesn't receive 1 Bitcoin payment the whole year. I just care about the fact that you can. You see what I'm saying? Like, having that option and having that choice is what I think is one of the most important things. And you actually had Ohio car dealer Bernie Marino. He actually paid his business taxes using Bitcoin in November of 2018, and he does think that the trend is going to increase. He said digital currency and blockchain are really the next tech revolution, and he actually recently sold 3 cars to entrepreneurs who paid for their purchases in Bitcoin. 2 of them were Porsches, and the other was an Aston Martin. So people are using it, so there you guys go. Also, before we go, I wanted to talk about this story. So Oasis Supermercados, a Brazilian supermarket chain located in Rio de Janeiro, has recently started accepting cryptocurrency payments after asking a local exchange for information. So pretty much, they've trained all of their employees, and all of their employees have figured out how to accept Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin. So the firm reportedly has an annual turnover of 6.5 million and 90 employees, 20 of them cashiers. All of them are ready to accept these payments. And if that doesn't make you happy, yeah, I don't know what does, actually, at this point. But hey, guys, Ledger's doing a 30% off, which is crazy. They just did their 50% off sale. If you guys missed out on the 50%, they have 30%. As you guys know, I'm a huge Ledger fan. I got my Ledger. It's in a box right now. But yeah, I mean, I love Ledger. It's a great wallet. I use it for a lot of my cold storage. So if you guys want, definitely below, I have a link. It's an affiliate link. You know, obviously, you help the channel out. Doesn't cost you a thing. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Just throwing that out there. But guys, I do want to ask you, if you do enjoy this channel and you enjoy all of my free updates that I bring to you every single day, I just found out that I've actually been nominated as Crypto Influencer of the Year from the Crypto Influence IO. I think it's run by, Busto. So if you guys want best video, I'm up here for a few things. Best video production, which I don't know, they're all right. Most educational. But yeah, guys, scrolling down here, this is nuts. So all the way at the bottom, they have me up for Influencer of the Year. So if you guys love the channel and you appreciate it, I would appreciate if you guys could, show the support. It'd be really cool. If I don't win, I don't really care. But it would be cool. It's just an honor to be, put in a panel, with BitBoy, Crypto's News, Crypto Daily, and Tone Vase. So it's going to be difficult, but if you guys want to support the channel, man, that would be freaking awesome. I would really love, the support. And also, before we go, I just wanted to say this is a really cool piece of artwork that I found on Reddit. This dude did it, and it's got it's called Bitcoin Bull versus Bear, and the bear is made out of dollars, and then this is like the Bitcoin Viking. So I don't know, thought that was pretty cool, guys. Also, just before you go, if for some reason you're not getting updates on the channel, some people tell me they don't see my video come out, just hit the bell notification, guys. I have no idea where it is. I don't know where you're watching me right now, on your phone, on your TV, but yeah, just smack the bell notification, and then anytime I go live, you'll literally get the update immediately. So that being said, that about does it for me, guys. It's Friday. Get your crypto on. We are having a Santa Claus rally. Could it pull back? Of course, it could. But why not just enjoy it while it lasts, right, guys? So that being said, I freaking love you. Shout out to everyone that's been liking, subscribing to the channel, dropping comments below. You guys freaking rule. Don't forget, if you guys want this t-shirt, just drop a comment below and I'll pick a winner tomorrow. And that's it for me, guys. So that being said, my name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.